Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with, insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets this week. This week's deep dive, buckle up, because it's been a whirlwind of AI showdowns, satellite surprises, and robots who think they can dance. Let's unpack it all, shall we?
Let's start with the AI showdown. I mean, who would have thought that a Chinese company could just come in and shake up the whole industry like this? DeepSeek, their new chatbot, is topping app charts, and it's turning heads because it's seemingly as good as OpenAI's models, but at a fraction of the cost.
Seriously, everyone's talking about how DeepSeek could completely disrupt the AI landscape.
Yeah.
Imagine having access to, cutting-edge AI that's both powerful and affordable. It's like finding out you can get a gourmet meal for the price of a burger.
It is a fascinating development. DeepSeek's founder, he comes from a math and hedge fund background. Total unknown in the AI world until DeepSeek just exploded in popularity. Now he's leading the charge in this whole global AI frenzy. Talk about an unexpected plot twist. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. DeepSeek's data collection practices are raising some serious security eyebrows, especially in the US. Some governments are even going as far as banning its use.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it? DeepSeek's success might actually end up benefiting OpenAI in the long run. All these security concerns have pushed OpenAI to launch ChatGPT. Again, there's this item ever. A super secure version of ChatGPT, designed specifically for government use.
It's a very smart move by OpenAI. They're positioning themselves as the reliable choice for sensitive government work. Think about it, with all the security concerns surrounding DeepSeek, OpenAI gets to swoop in and say, hey, we've got your back. Our AI is built with security in mind.
Okay, so DeepSeek is causing a stir, but what about Apple? They've partnered up with SpaceX and T-Mobile to bring Starlink satellite connectivity to iPhones. Does this mean no more drop calls in the middle of nowhere?
Well, not quite yet. The initial rollout will focus on emergency texting, so you can send SOS messages even when you're outside of cell tower range. But T-Mobile is already running a beta test for data and voice support, which means full connectivity is on the horizon. Imagine being able to stream your favorite show while you're camping in the wilderness.
That's pretty amazing. And speaking of amazing, CES always brings out some cool new tech. This year, it was a robotic pool cleaner that can go for 15 hours on a single charge. Who needs a pool boy when you have a robot that can clean nonstop for over half a day?
It's a perfect example of how robotics and AI are changing the game. This pool cleaner doesn't just roam around randomly. It uses AI to map out your pool and clean every nook and cranny efficiently. Talk about a smart way to avoid a chore. And while we're talking about shaking things up, how about bookshop.org taking on Amazon with their own ebook platform?
Right. They're known for supporting independent bookstores, and now they're bringing that same ethos to the digital world. It's a bold move to compete with a giant like Amazon, but it's exciting to see them championing local businesses in the ebook space.
It taps into this growing desire for ethical consumption. People are becoming more aware of the impact their choices have, and they're actively seeking out alternatives to the big tech giants. Bookshop.org's ebook platform gives readers a way to support businesses that align with their values.
Absolutely. But hold on, we've got more. Remember the Concorde, those supersonic flights that were all the rage back in the day? Well, get ready for a blast from the past because, boom, Supersonic's XB-1 demonstrator plane just broke the sound barrier.
The return of supersonic travel could revolutionize air travel as we know it. Imagine hopping on a plane and getting from New York to London in under 4 hours. It's a glimpse into a future where distance becomes less of a barrier and international travel becomes much more accessible.
Okay, I'll admit I'm kind of picturing everyone rocking big hair and shoulder pads like it's the 80s again. But hey, faster travel times, I'm all for it.
Now let's switch gears for a moment and talk about robots with moves. There's this humanoid robot called Unitree H1 that was showcased at the Spring Festival Gala in China. And let me tell you, this thing can dance, really dance. It was like watching a robot breakdancing competition.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But remember all that talk about DeepSeek being the next big thing in AI? Well, it seems like there might be some cracks in the facade. Security researchers are finding some serious flaws in DeepSeek R1, making it vulnerable to what they call jailbreaking. To put it simply, it means hackers could potentially take control of the AI and make it do things it wasn't designed to do. Not exactly the kind of news you want to hear about a supposedly revolutionary AI.
It's a stark reminder that even the most advanced technologies come with vulnerabilities. And as AI becomes more sophisticated, the stakes get even higher. We're talking about potential breaches of privacy, manipulation of information, and even control over critical systems.
So on one hand, we have DeepSeek pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI, but on the other, we have these glaring security risks that can't be ignored. It's a classic example of the double-edged sword of technological advancement.
Exactly. And it highlights the need for a balanced approach. We need to push the boundaries of innovation while prioritizing security and ethical considerations. It's not an either-or situation. It's about finding the right balance to harness the power of AI responsibly.
Well, that's a lot to unpack for part one. We've got AI showdowns, satellite shenanigans, dancing robots, and supersonic jets. And there's still so much more to cover.
Stay tuned because in part two, we'll dive deeper into the implications of these developments and explore how they're shaping the future of technology. So it seems like OpenAI has been pretty busy trying to, solidify their position in the government sector. They've launched ChatGPT Gov, a specialized version of ChatGPT that's designed specifically for government agencies.
ChatGPT Gov. What makes it so special? Is it like ChatGPT wearing a suit and tie or something?
Well, not quite. It's all about security and compliance. It's kind of like a fortified version of ChatGPT, built to meet the stringent security requirements that government agencies have. It even supports those complex security frameworks that they need.
Ah, so it's like ChatGPT went through a like top secret security clearance program.
Yeah, you could say that it's a really strategic move by OpenAI, especially when you consider all the data concerns that are surrounding DeepSeek. They're emphasizing security and data protection, which really positions them as the trusted choice for sensitive government work.
So while DeepSeek is turning heads with its low cost, OpenAI is focusing on, winning over the government. It's like two totally different paths to AI dominance.
Precisely. And it's going to be fascinating to see how these different approaches will actually play out. Will cost win out, or will security and trust be the deciding factors in the end?
It's almost like watching a game of chess, with each move being super carefully calculated.
Speaking of chess, did you know that OpenAI is developing a new AI agent? It's called Operator. It was showcased in a video recently, but they're keeping most of the details pretty hush-hush for now.
Yeah, Operator has definitely piqued a lot of interest. From what we've seen so far, it seems like it's designed for autonomous task execution. It utilizes multiple AI models and different tools.
So it's like having your own personal AI assistant that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it, from scheduling meetings to managing complex projects.
Exactly.
Wow, that sounds incredibly powerful. But let's hope it's a little more cooperative than those AI assistants we always see in sci-fi movies. The ones that always seem to develop a mind of their own and then, turn against their creators.
Yeah, let's hope so. But speaking of AI assistants, remember Mascara.ai, that prompt whisperer we talked about a while back?
Yeah, the tool that helps you write better prompts for AI models.
That's right. I wonder if they'll have a version that's made specifically for Operator. I can already imagine it. Mascara.ai for Operator, the ultimate AI communication coach.
It's an interesting thought. As AI systems become even more and more complex, we might actually need these kinds of intermediaries to help us communicate with them effectively.
It's like we need a universal translator for AI, just like in Star Trek.
Now, while OpenAI is really focused on government adoption and those advanced AI agents, they're definitely not the only ones making moves. Remember Hugging Face? Well, they're actually planning to create an open-source version of DeepSeek's model.
Wait, so they're going to make DeepSeek's technology available for anyone to use and modify?
That's the idea. It's a significant move towards democratizing AI, making these really powerful technologies accessible to a much wider range of developers and researchers.
So this could lead to like an explosion of creativity and innovation as more and more people have the opportunity to, experiment and build upon these open source foundations.
Exactly. It's going to be really exciting to see how this impacts the accessibility and development of AI tools in the future. But let's not forget about all the other players in this AI game. Meta, for instance, is taking DeepSeek very, very seriously. They've reportedly set up 4 war rooms that are dedicated to just analyzing DeepSeek's success.
War rooms. That sounds kind of intense. What exactly are they planning to do in there?
Well, 2 of the war rooms are focused on figuring out exactly how DeepSeek was able to reduce their training costs so dramatically. Everyone in the entire industry is trying to, crack that code.
It's like a high-stakes game of industrial espionage, but with AI algorithms instead of those secret formulas.
And then the other 2 war rooms are completely dedicated to understanding the data that DeepSeek used to train their models. Data is like the lifeblood of AI, and knowing what data DeepSeek used could give them some very valuable insights into their capabilities.
So Meta is basically trying to, reverse engineer DeepSeek's success. I guess that's what happens when you have a newcomer who comes in and shakes up the entire industry. But while Meta is busy strategizing, some analysts think that NVIDIA shouldn't be too worried about DeepSeek's rise.
That's right. And DeepSeek has actually been a major customer of NVIDIA's GPUs. Those really powerful processors that are absolutely essential for AI training.
So even though they're competitors in the AI space, they're still business partners in a way.
It's definitely a complex relationship. Sometimes competition can actually benefit all the parties that are involved. It drives innovation and helps expand the market.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Competition doesn't always have to be a zero-sum game. But speaking of competition, let's not forget about those security flaws that were found in DeepSeek R1. Remember that jailbreaking issue we discussed?
Yeah, it's definitely a major concern. It highlights how important security and ethical considerations are in AI development. It's not enough to just create these powerful AI systems. We need to make sure that they are developed and deployed responsibly.
Absolutely. It's such a delicate balance between pushing the boundaries of innovation and then safeguarding against those potential risks. We have to find ways to harness the immense power of AI while still mitigating all the potential downsides.
It's a challenge that we'll have to address collectively, as a society. The choices that we're making today are going to shape the future of AI and how it impacts, our lives and society.
And speaking of choices, let's not forget about the ethical considerations that surround AI development.
You're right. As AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives, we need to start having these open and honest conversations about, its implications. We need to address all these issues like bias, privacy, and, the potential displacement of jobs.
Like not just about the technology itself, it's about the human impact. AI has the potential to completely revolutionize many aspects of our lives, but it's absolutely crucial that we approach its development with, careful consideration and a commitment to these ethical principles.
I completely agree. We need to make sure that AI is used for good, that it benefits humanity, and that it helps create a more equitable and sustainable future.
Well, that's certainly a lot to think about. From those AI showdowns and government adoption to all those open source initiatives and the ethical considerations, this whole deep dive into the world of AI has been quite a journey.
It really has.
But wait, there's more. In part 3, we'll wrap up our exploration of this week's tech news with some final thoughts and insights.
Wow, it feels like we've covered a whole year's worth of tech news in just these few minutes. From AI showdowns and satellite surprises, it's hard to even keep up with how fast everything is changing these days.
It really is true. The tech landscape is it's constantly evolving, and it seems like every week there's this new wave of breakthroughs and disruptions.
Yeah, but with all this hype and all the excitement, it's important to take a step back sometimes and think about, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
What do all these developments mean for us? For us as individuals, as a society, and as a species. That's such a crucial question. Technology really has this power to shape our world in such profound ways, both good and bad.
For sure. We've seen how AI can be used to improve healthcare, streamline transportation, and even create art. But at the same time, we've also seen how it can be used for things like surveillance or manipulation, even warfare.
It's a total double-edged sword. And as we venture further into this age of AI, it's super imperative that we make sure to wield this power responsibly.
Exactly. We need to be having these open and honest conversations about all the ethical implications of AI and make sure that it's developed and deployed in a way that really benefits all of humanity.
Yeah, we need to consider the potential impact on jobs, privacy, and even our understanding of what it even means to be human.
It's a lot to really grapple with.
It is.
But these are conversations that we just can't ignore.
Absolutely. The future of technology, it's not predetermined. It's something that we are actively shaping through the choices we make and the actions that we take.
So let's try to make sure that we shape it wisely. Let's strive to create a future where technology empowers us, connects us, and inspires us to, reach our full potential.
Well said. And as we wrap up this deep dive into, the world of tech, I'm left with this sense of both excitement and also trepidation.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's such an exciting time to be alive, witnessing this rapid evolution of technology. But it's also a time for us to be cautious and reflect. Make sure we use these powerful tools for good.
It's a balancing act. But I really believe that with some thoughtful consideration and a commitment to those ethical principles, we can navigate this whole technological landscape and create a brighter future for everyone.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of tech. But before we go, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure sharing all these insights with you.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.